Good morning, mighty nation of awesome process servers. I'm excited about today. I'm excited about all of the hard work that you guys have been putting in. And the CRM is growing. We're building on to it. Mighty Automation is growing faster than ever, putting on new tools, optimizing, and doing different things. My team today has a quick presentation after we do our introductions, and then just a quick presentation, kind of updating you guys on where we are with Mighty Automation. I'm excited because as people start to implement it, we're going to get a lot of feedback on how it's working. If you are a Mighty Premium member, in other words, if you paid it for a statewide directory listing, you're going to have access to this, so no worries. Okay. All right, let's go in with the introductions. Start. So my name is Michael Reed. I built a company, 123 Legal Support, in California. Did really well, invested in a few different things, and now I'm more of an entrepreneur. I do a lot of different things, but I'm excited and love to see when somebody's able to go from one place in their business where they're maybe not able to pay all their bills, and then they're able to actually have some freedom, right? Actually be able to afford to invest in things and to support their family. That's something that excites me. It drives me. And so that's why I started the community, Mighty Process Server. We built a directory on top of that, and we charge for directory listings, which we now call Mighty Premium. And my goal is just to give you all the tools you need to be successful as a process serving company owner. Because that's at the end of the day, that's what you are as a business owner. And that's what we're going to focus on. So that's who I am. Let's go ahead. If you want to introduce yourself, you simply turn on your camera so we know that you're ready uh, to introduce yourself. Okay. All right. We'll start with the first person I see here is Mr. Sean. How you doing, buddy?
Hey man, welcome back. I hope you got some much needed R&R.
I did.
Um, I mean, it was a lot of shit seemed to happen while you were gone, but anyway, my name is Sean. I'm over here in Maryland. I've been doing process serving for a long time now. I mean, like 12 years, 15 years if you count like the first, once every 6 months serves, but like 12 pretty regularly. And then since COVID, I've been doing it as a full-time gig. I love it. I mean, you gotta take the good with the bad sometimes.
Yeah.
But I got hooked up here with Mike, I guess back in November, and I was like, all right, I've been doing this a while, let me see what's out there. And I'm glad I did. There's a lot of people in this community that have a lot of valuable information to offer, different perspectives. I mean, from just how to get out of your car, knock on the door, to how to, put your shit on the internet and, get customers. So, I mean, it's, from A to Z. And I mean, I'm glad I found you guys. So,
I appreciate it, Sean. Welcome.
yeah, thanks, man.
Mi- Mr. Jacob.
What's up, guys? Jacob Davis here with Rocket Courier, where we are Rocket Fast since 2018. I'm excited to be a part of this group, ongoing since I think I came back in maybe November, December, something like that. And it's been good. A lot of value, lots of value. Thank you, Mike, and your team for just pouring into the community and pouring into everybody. So I see you're back, you're refreshed, had a nice vacation, get unplugged. Sometimes we got to do that. And so let's see what today brings us.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jacob. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, going on vacation is weird for me because even though I'm gone, I'm still seeing everything that's happening, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not gonna comment on that. And you kind of just let things go, and then they snowball, and so unfortunately, some stuff gets out of hand or whatever. But you know what, you guys, there's so much positivity in the community. There's so many people taking action, so many great examples of people who learn something, whether it's from me or in the community or somebody else in the community, and they put it to action and they take it to that next level. And so it's cool to see. Um, I see Evan on here, but I don't see you, buddy. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. We're going to keep the presentation brief because I wanted to get into any questions you guys have. sometimes we tend to go kind of long and we end up not covering anything else that you guys maybe have. And what I really want to do with the mastermind meetings is have you guys have a list during the week that you're maybe on Google Keep, you're keeping a list of things that you want to go over during the mastermind meeting, and then we can focus on that, okay? So I don't want to take over these whole meetings, but I'm excited to give you guys as many tools as I can. And so cool. Oh, I see Adele showing her camera. How you doing, Adele?
Hi, just real quick before I go out, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Adele with Rhino Justice. Been doing this for 2 years. I hooked up with Mike last year, helped create my name, and I think this year's gonna be great. Starting March, get my website built, and can only go up from here.
Absolutely. Adele was wondering what branding wise, if she should switch from easy, I think it was easy process.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we were kind of just brainstorming, just kind of nerding out a little bit online one day. I don't remember what we were doing. We were on that mastermind call, I think.
doing coffee times.
Oh yeah, coffee with Mike. Yeah, yeah. That was
Yep.
fun. Those are fun.
Yeah.
We can maybe do that again. Yeah, we just if I know I'm going to be here in the morning at the computer because I have a project, I'll sit down and I'll do coffee time or something like that just so because when people are available, you never know. Like sometimes Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time doesn't work for everybody. But for you, we found a two-word domain name, which is hard to find, a rhino and some type of legal word, which we ended up finding rhinojustice.com. That's like $1 million or $1 billion brand name, like potentially, like, these are the kind of company names, those two-word company names that direct legal, all the different ones, right? And so I'm excited to see how that's going to play out for you having that, and you ended up deciding to go with that too.
Yeah.
And you have so much faith. You like called on your sister, I mean your daughter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, your daughter, and you're like you got her signed up for the Mighty Premium too. And so I think they're posting her, getting her stuff set up today.
Okay. Sounds good.
Our directory, yeah, on the directory. So good, good. Well, welcome. Appreciate you
All right.
coming back
All right. Thanks, Mike.
as always. And your name, I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong. Amwai, Amuwai.
No, it's Amy, except for I had a major moment of typing. It's
Oh,
AMY, but yes, I know. It feels like Monday morning when you get up and you're like, wow, I haven't learned how to spell yet today. And I tried changing it, but that's okay. I'm just having a true moment. But we're Eric and I, husband wife team, obviously, we've been doing this about a year and a half. And we've done extremely well because I worked for the federal government, which we all know and hate. And so I was able to quit my job because we actually almost doubled my income every month. And so it's been a blessing, huge blessing, not working for them. Obviously, you see all the drama going on in the world, and we try to stay out of that. So we've just done really well. I'm super excited about doing the calls. Like I put a thing out on the chat about the rate sheet calls.
yeah,
Everybody that has actually answered the phone, which has been like 9 out of 10, has been very accepting of it, which is huge. So getting our rate sheets out there, which is fabulous. Those that just don't answer, obviously, I'm not going to leave a voicemail or whatever. I might come back to you, but I might not.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, it's been a beautiful thing. Eric and I are extremely happy about it, and we would like to get 10 to about 10 grand a month so that he can quit his full-time job, and that would just be amazing. So
yeah.
we're
Well,
looking
it's so
forward to that.
cool. Having
Yeah,
a
Amy,
husband and
Amy,
wife
it's
team's huge.
crazy how things happen when you pick up the phone and actually make the calls. It's crazy how it works.
I know. And I did really, so I just moved back to Michigan. So I've been gone for almost 5 years, and I did real estate before I left. And I would literally go door to door knocking. Like I have that super funny, outgoing personality where I'll go to the store and talk to anybody, sit on a plane, do whatever. And I meet lots of people, which is pretty amazing. But that's kind of like the same thing for me. I pick it up. People are always nice when they hear a pleasant voice on the other line. They're way more receptive than just, hearing some gruff voice or whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So I find that way more exciting, I guess, if you will. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you guys, so many people are just great examples of taking mighty action. You guys are out there like sending out the rate sheets and calling and making contacts. In the real estate world, Amy, they say, contacts are contracts, and in this business, you're not really getting contracts, you're getting
It's
business.
a lot new business. And really, for the funny part is the majority of our business is not in Michigan. It like comes from everywhere. Most of our stuff is from Florida, California, Texas.
Wow.
We don't get anybody local. The only local company that uses us literally like every single week is out of Grand Rapids. That's
Mm.
the only company. Everybody else is out of state. And
Wow.
it's fabulous. They just literally call us up out of the blue, or we'll get something, go, hey, I saw you on Naps or whatever. And there's only three of us here in West Michigan. And the beauty is the other two apparently I'm hearing aren't so nice. So
Mm. Well, it's Michigan. Everybody's cold.
I know everybody's over it. I know I'm over it. I'm waiting to move somewhere else.
Amy, go to Florida. Move to
I
Florida.
Well, when his parents pass away, they're in Florida. We're probably going to sell their home and move to Tennessee.
That's a close second or third, yeah.
That or Montana.
Georgia,
So
Tennessee, yeah, yeah. Okay.
if you haven't been to
Okay.
Montana, you should go. So anyway, beyond that.
Yeah, there's a big real estate. Pace Morby's up there, and he's got a big thing up there. He just got a big ranch up there for $1. Seller financing, $1 down on this property is a really cool opportunity. So cool. Well, welcome, Amy. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming, as always. Okay, Mr. Evans got his camera on. He wants to introduce himself. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Had a great vacation. I'm back. I got back,
Mhm.
and as soon as I got back, a bunch of the seeds I dropped started sprouting up. I ended up buying a courier business with a bunch of box vans, and I just, it's how it goes, man. So hey, so tell everybody where you're from and what you specialize in.
Yeah, I'm in Midlands Process Service in Columbia, South Carolina, and I mostly get business from personal injury attorneys. That's just seems to be what I get the most of.
Okay.
Have, have the most success with them. So I've been I've been trying to get my niche is property management, but uh, it's just not really taken off. And they even told me they use the sheriff, and they're unhappy because sheriffs don't know process serving laws and
Mhm.
they wind up doing it wrong and they have to refile, et cetera, et cetera. And I had one, but unfortunately, she passed away. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, it's been mostly personal injury stuff, and
Okay.
I
Well,
don't have a problem.
Evan, I'm excited about your intro and like who you are and what you got going on, and I'm excited to see you grow your business. Property managers are a great place to focus, but oftentimes they hire an attorney who then hires us. So, but I love what you're doing in the community. All the comments I see, you're being very engaged and helpful with other people too. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming to the meeting today.
Absolutely, sir. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, man. We have Miss Gail on today. This is quite a treat. How are you?
Crazy, crazy busy, but I saw this and I figured let me stop in. Hi, hi everybody.
Yeah, Miss Gail. Miss Gail's I don't know how to say it. You're just a New York legend. That whole East Coast area.
That's like a little bit up there. I wouldn't say that, but thank you, thank you. I've been
Yeah.
around for a while. I do a lot in legislation, so that in New York, so that kind of gets me a little notoriety. I was responsible for New York State assault bill, so process service can be attacked without having consequences. So and I think there's only 3 states in the country now that have assault bills for process service, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
From that I
Gail,
just do my
Gail, I hate to interrupt you. I don't know if it's me or if it's your audio, but I think no worries, no worries, no worries. We'll circle back. So, yeah, when you travel around to different conferences and you meet different people and you find out who's actually doing like a bulk of the work and who's just taking so much action, you come across people like Gail, like Michael Kern, like Tori. different people across the country, and you see the work that they're doing, and you're like, wow, these are good people. These are people I need to know, you know. So how about now?
Try it. How's that?
Oh wow, yeah, that's way better.
I forgot to put my microphone on. I just kind of saw the thing and I jumped on, you know? So
Oh, well,
anyhow,
welcome.
thank
What
you.
were you
Thank you
saying?
for the intro. I was just saying that, as you said, I'm part of NAPS. I'm part of, and I go to the conferences as often as I can. And right now, I'm legislative chair of the New York State Association of Professional Process Servers. And as that, I've gotten some notoriety because of my work in legislature, getting the assault bill passed in New York and stuff. So that's my real claim to fame. I'm just like you guys, working really hard, doing this for a while, and I'm a dumbass when it comes to social media and SEO. And I've been trying to get something in place that would hike my visibility.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're definitely going to help you with that. Being a part of the community. If you join the directory, which is our Mighty Premium, we actually give you the tools for free, like just as a bonus. A part of the reason why, for those of you guys who might be wondering, we're like, when's the other shoe going to drop? You guys are my test community, right? So when I sell to attorneys or I sell the tool that I'm building to other industries, I've already known where the problems are because I already know where the kinks are in the system because you lovely humans have tested it and you've used it for free, included in your Mighty Premium membership. So I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. And Gail, you're a good example of someone who's been around for a while who, you know, like if you can do it, I can get Larry Yellen to do it. Probably not, but maybe.
Listen, the thing about process serving and our business is the networking aspect of it. That's so important, so exciting because we share with other people. And just like Mike is testing this stuff on us, it'll help the whole community build and it'll help everybody in the long
Yeah.
run. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Networking, I mean, everybody who I've met that's helped me in my business have all come from conferences or some type of networking. So yeah, that's true. How do we view the job board? Amy says, yeah, so the job board hasn't come out yet. The job board is something that we're developing. That's like our own development project. But you can go inside the directory and find people in there and send work directly to them, mightyprocessserver.com. Most of the people you'll see in there are NAPS members, or if they're not NAPS members, it's probably because they're new to the business or something like that. But you'll find a lot of different folks on there. But yeah, the jobs board we're hoping will come out. I was hoping April 1st or 2nd. We don't need April 1st to jinx us. But we should have something to look at least by April 1st. We'll have something to where you could post a job. It's kind of an internal jobs board for those of you guys that don't know. I don't know what I got going on here. After my trip, I got some kind of throat thing. Makes me sound like I'm an old country guy now.
No, you're just trying to sound sexy.
I swear I'm not. Okay, Mr. Chris is showing your camera. Is that your picture? He's still, super still. Go ahead, buddy. Welcome. Oh, that's to unmute. You're muted. There you go.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris. I own Resilient Process Servers in the Seattle area, and I also do business out in Texas, Diamondback Process Servers, and so happy to be here. I've been a part of this community for some time, and Mike, you always bring so much value to the process serving world, so it's always good to be here with the rest of these process servers and just out here learning like everybody else.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And you said you're in you're kind of all over, man. You open up new locations in all kinds of different areas. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what your secret is here for getting business, and maybe you found a certain niche or something.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go out to Wisconsin too, so that should be
Excuse
that should
me.
be fun.
Wisconsin. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what is crazy? I have thought about this before. Like, if you get good at doing the Be the Backup script, which we're gonna go over, by the way, for those of you that are loving that, Thursdays is completely dedicated to that. So, and we're going to use the tools for prospecting. I'm going to show you the Mighty Automation. We have the ability to have inside the CRM, which we're going to go into here in a bit. And I have this feeling that people might think like it's a sales pitch. This is really just to help those. We have a lot of people who we've added to the system, and they're in this call. And so we want you to know how to be able to use the CRM and how to update your profile. And so with that said, guys, go ahead and you guys can communicate in the chat as well with each other. Put your company information, your phone number. You can actually click on the three dots at the top of the chat and it'll actually allow you to save it, and it'll save it as a file on your computer. So you don't have to copy and paste like a crazy person. You can just, at the end, you can do what you want to do after the meeting. So Mr. Sean.
Hey, so I just had a question. Just before you really get into things, I just got approved for my NAPS membership, so March is my official, like, I guess, start date with them. I am thinking about going to the conference in Orlando in the end of April, and I was curious, has anybody ever been to one? Do you recommend going? Is anybody planning on going to this one? Any
Yeah. Yeah, let's that's a great question. Let's dive into that right after the training. And let's post any questions like that, any other questions you guys have, post them in the chat on the side. And after they do their quick little presentation, we're gonna go into all the questions, the mastermind meeting. I love naps, and I love the conferences, and so you definitely I want to go all into that in a second. Um, but let's go ahead. Great stuff, Sean. Appreciate you, man. Edge and Mark, the floor is yours. I'm gonna give you like 10 minutes. Make it good.
Thanks, Mike.
No pressure.
Thanks, Mike.
You want to share your screen and stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna share my screen first. Can you uh can you see my screen? All
Yes.
right. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. So we're gonna dive into our Mighty Automation CRM. Actually, it comes up with a bunch of advantages, especially for agencies and small businesses looking to streamline their operations and improve client relationship. It's like all-in-one platform, but for today we're going to dive into some of the key features for Mighty Automation CRM. These features are, I believe, are essentials for managing interactions with your clients, your leads, and of course your future customers. Yeah, for today we'll cover the contacts, conversations, phone numbers, and of course how to update your business profile. So for the contacts, when oh sorry, I believe we've sent login emails to all premium members. So if you haven't received yours or forgot your password, just let us know so we can resend the login emails and send forget password reset link so you can access your account during the walkthrough. Right, so when you click the contacts, this is what it shows on the screen. So we already have here the like the testing contact mark test. When you click the contact, it this is what it shows. So yeah, this is the contact shows when you click one of the contacts on the list. It also shows that the name, the last name, when you want to update something, like the phone numbers, the emails. But I'm gonna show you to how to add the contacts. You just need to click the plus button right here, if you can see my screen, and then fill it out. I'm gonna use my name as a sample. So first name, last name, my email, the email that you want to add, the phone number, if you want to add, or you have your clients or your future leads phone number, and then just save it here. When you click the save, it will automatically go to the contact information. So here, just like what I mentioned earlier, you can add the phone numbers. Like if you already have an updated information for your contacts, you can just add them here.
And if I can, Edge, this is really important when you guys are prospecting that you guys have the different phone numbers. When you're creating the smart list, you can actually add tags. And when I start showing you the automation for sending out letters in the mail, for some of those tools that do cost more money, right? Of course, third-party tools, you're going to need to be able, but if you hit a tag, it can automatically send them like a whole campaign that you designed. We'll get into that later, but what she's showing you now is like super important for like managing your CRM. This is like the contact view if you opened up one individual contact.
Yes. Right. And some, yeah, when you click the individual contact, yeah, it will show you the information. And this is one of the good thing here as well, that you can send, like you could already send an email to that specific contact right here. So for example, I'm gonna send a test email. This is the conversation part. So you can send an email. This is where you can see the conversation part of up right here. So let's see if it works already. If we received an email. Oh, there you go. This is can you see this one? Yeah, there you go. I've received an email, and also I'll try to reply.
One thing too, I want to note that as you guys get in here, you upload your CSV file, your contacts, or maybe while you're prospecting, you're adding your contacts. Um, if you run into trouble, Edge and Mark, this is Edge here, the lovely Edge, the rock star Edge. She's actually been with me for quite a while. She can do things for you. So, if she clicks on the thing over on the left, she can actually drop down to anybody else's account and make changes or do things for you. Like if you have trouble, like they both work full time and they're there just to help you. Yeah, they're helping me build things. They're adding lists, creating giant lists of uh, for our community to grow our community and helping you. That's their goal. That's their sole mission is to learn and master this tool so that they can help you use it better.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. And yeah, so yeah, as you can see, I replied, and yeah, it shows up right here. So I think it's working perfectly. And also this features right here, we're gonna dive into some features right here as well. So this is a good thing. If you guys want to like send an email in a like a bulk email, just click yeah, just put a check mark on those specific contacts you want to send an email to, and then click the send email. So proceed. And yeah, there you go. You can create your own email, and you can send a bulk email in one. So that's how you do it. Just check those specific contacts you want to, and then click the email, and then it will create and send a bulk email to them.
And this is important because if you know Constant Contact or MailChimp or these different types of email services, they could go from 40, to anywhere to $200 a month, and they base it on how many contacts you have. Like you can have as many contacts as you need in here. If you start sending, 10,000 emails, it will want you to put a card on file and pay more money. Okay. If so it's free right now for a certain amount, right? But and I don't know if we want to get into how many it is. I don't know if we've decided how many we want to include, but for now it's you just use it. Get in there, send it to your contact list. If you got a couple hundred contacts, it's not going to be a problem.
And yeah, also since I've shown you how to add a contact like individually, you can also add or like import contact from your CSV if you have, for example, if you already have a list of like a lot of contacts. It's like it's a lot of work if you add them one by one, right? So if you can I can download it as a CSV file, and yeah, you can import it. If you already have the CSV files, just click contacts, and then next then upload the CSV file that you already have in your computers, or yeah, or your devices.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the other thing too is, these could be, you might be like, well, who are these? These are like all my clients. This might be only people you want to be your customer, right? Maybe you keep your customers in Serve Manager, and this is just a big list of people that you want to reach out to, right? Maybe your entire, maybe you pull a CSV file for every attorney in California or every attorney in your state, and this is your lead list. And then as that's essentially what this is. And then as you make contacts with them, they become opportunities, which is a different tab we'll get into. Why don't you just click on the opportunities tab so they can see what I'm talking about?
The opportunities tab.
Yeah. So once one of your contacts becomes an opportunity,
Hmm.
like you call them and they say, this was going to be a future training, but just so it makes sense to you guys, email sent. Well, they become an opportunity once that email's sent, right? And then you follow up because you got the contact who sends out serves in your office. Boom, that's the next follow up. And then you go ahead and use, and if you want to take this to the next level, you use an automation, or you do it manually, and you send when you call back and ask for the contact, you're trying to make sure you're verifying address. Hey, I want to send you guys a gift, right? What's a good address for you? And then you send them something in the mail, even if it's a gift card. And then the next one, right? So go ahead and drag it and move it. Edge the mark test one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you move it, there's automations. So as soon as you drag and drop it into follow up two, you can set certain automations that will trigger and automatically do something different. So as soon as you move it to there, you can have it automatically add them to a campaign to send. And we'll set this up for you. So you make it known, I want to do that thing Mike talks about, and we will help you set that up. You just need to have the nuts and bolts in the toolbox so that we can do it for you, which is putting your contact potential contacts in there, going to the settings and going in what the rest of what they're going to show you. Let's wrap this up. Edge, were you guys going to get into the settings?
I'm sorry, Mike.
Were you going to get into the settings stuff? Because I want to wrap this up. It's been a little long.
Oh, the business profile thing
Yeah, I
there.
just want to make sure they
Yeah.
know settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Edge.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. So guys, now we'll be setting up first, of course, the number that you want to use. So adding phone numbers. So if you go to settings, then go to phone numbers. So basically, this 123 legal support has its own number already. But for you guys, you need to choose this option, which is add number on the right side. And then you'll have options here for choosing a number. So this add phone number, the first one is where you can um, get a random number that you actually need to pay. Of course, you need to choose the state, United States first for the country, and then you can use filter. In this part, it'll show you an option for match two. This gives you an option to choose a specific number to be part of the number that you will use. Let's say for the first part of the number, let's say 530, you want it to be part of the number that you will buy. It's either the first part or the last part of it, or could be any part of the number that it will have a 530 and then click apply. It'll show you the options that you could choose and the amount as well that you need to pay monthly. Let's say, for example, we choose this one, the Georgetown, California. Then you need to click proceed to buy.
Are you buying that number?
No.
Why am I buying that number, Mark?
And then, yeah,
Oh,
and
boy.
then it will ask you to register for A2P. So we won't be going through that. But basically, it will, now it's just for an approval. And then and the other options you have there, you can also use your own personal number if you want, which is you need to choose this add verified caller ID, and you put your specific number that your personal number you want to add here or you want to use.
Yeah.
And we have another option, which is add number pool. So add number pool is for you to use well, random numbers every time you call, so you won't get marked as spam for those customer or clients that you're calling. And then here at the top part of the page is where the trust center is. So once you apply that number, it will show you here if it gets approved already or not yet. And
Okay, so Mark, thank you. So what Mark is showing you the phone system stuff, and you could get into that. We did talk about that before the meeting. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you going through that. If you decide to add your phone here, the reason why you would do that is so that all of your communication will show up under the conversation tab. The important thing to note here is that you can use your own phone number. You can verify it and verify your brand under A2P messaging. That way you're compliant with the message with the different carriers. And then that way, if somebody calls you, this is something that I mentioned that I think would be huge for a lot of people. And it's included other than paying for a new phone number. If you decide to add a phone number, it costs a little bit of money, right? Um, because what happens is if you don't answer the phone, Mark, is this Mark?
mhm,
Okay, Mark on the screen.
mhm,
Click on the conversation tab. Um,
sorry.
Yeah, click on conversation. And so the idea here is that maybe somebody called you and you didn't answer, it'll automatically trigger if this was set up. It's not set up for 123 legal support yet. We're just setting it up. We're going to use my company 123 legal support as the example. We're going to go through and set it up with you kind of. Well, I think we're going to do a little more setup behind the scenes and then live we'll show you what to do and then answer any questions you have. But essentially what will happen is if somebody calls, it'll auto reply and say, "Hey, sorry we missed you. How can we help you? This is so and so with 123 legal support. How can I help you?" Being able to do that means that they're not calling the next person; they're texting you, right? They're texting you and they're going, "Well, I was wondering if you could serve a paper in Chico, California." Yeah, absolutely, we can do that, and it'll automatically keep a conversation going with them until you're off doing your thing, you're knocking on the door, and then you come back and you look on your phone, you see it's an app through Lead Connector, you'll see that you have a conversation and they're like three questions in and the chatbot is automatically asking them these questions, and that's all included in here, you guys. There's some things if you have high volume that's going to cost you a little bit of money, but I'm giving it to you so you can test it out for me. Like, and I'm not going to take it away either. Like you set it up, you use it, continue to use it, like make it let's make it awesome together, you know? So I see some questions here. Amy says, is there a way to have a shortcut to your desktop? Yeah, if you go like in your browser, if you can create a shortcut in your browser to your desktop. It doesn't have a download if that's what you're asking. There's no download. Um, but yeah, you could definitely just go crm.mightyautomation.com once you're logged in. So, and Mark and Edge are standing by to help you inside of the school platform. You can click on admins over on the right, and it'll bring me and them up, and you can click on them and send them a message directly. Um, but what I thought you were going to show, Mark, is the settings. Go down to settings. Yeah, right here. You're already in there. You're already there.
Mhm.
So business profile settings, upload your logo, fill out your information. You see here, 123 legal support, business email. You want to put the business email in there, Mark, for 123. You
Mhm.
put support at 123legalsupport.com, right? Yeah. Put all the information in there.
I'm sorry.
And then this will all get tied in to your website. Like if you have a website with us, great. If you don't, you can still you can still put links and things like that to tie this into your website as well. Excuse me. Geez. So what do you guys have any questions? Has anybody gotten in and like tried to break stuff and see how it works? Because you it's a little bit of work, but once you start adding little pieces here and there, it will start to compound. So my call to action, my homework for you guys, if you're a Mighty Premium member, get logged in first thing, upload your logo and get into the settings and actually upload your all your information in here so that it's active, looks active. It's not going to charge you any extra money. And then upload your CSV file of whatever contacts you want to start reaching out to. This is the marketing side of your business. For so many years, I thought the Serve Manager was like my CRM. They have nothing, and no, I'm not hating on them. Like they're just, they're Serve Manager. They're a tool for doing your proofs and stuff like that. What you want is something to a CRM for marketing purposes. You want to be able to reach out to people. How do you take phone calls? What if you don't get a phone call? How do you manage? Right. Like all these things have to be done. And I obsess over them. It's the reason why every time I start a new company, it just like it blows up because the foundations are in place. The website, the phone number. I know where my marketing spend is best because I can see I use a different phone number for different marketing places, right? So I know where it's coming from. It's like, oh, that's not the billboard. That's this is just marketing 101, right? Amy.
Just a quick question. Sorry not to be stupid, but that's strictly for if people call you and you can't answer the phone. So we get more emails than we do phone calls. Like our emails just blow up. So I had to
Yeah.
change the ringtone for my email just so I knew what it was. So you don't have anything. So that's strictly phone calls, right?
So that's for
Yes.
phone calls. That's called the auto reply for text. But it
Right.
actually, you actually have you can set up auto emails. I don't recommend that, but you can have different things. So what do you think is your challenge right now? Your biggest challenge right now?
So, well, because, okay, so I don't know if y'all know, Eric is a police officer. So we were both police officers. He's still 22 years in. And so he can't always answer the phone because even though we have both phone numbers, nobody ever calls mine. They always just call his, which is funny, not a big deal. But he can't forward his calls to me because, well, he's at work. So his chief calls, everybody calls. And so he tries to transfer, doesn't work so well. So it's the missed calls from that. And then like if I'm driving, my phone connects to my car, like all stupidness. Like I love technology, but
Yeah.
that drives me. So my phone won't go off if my phone's connected to my car and I can't unconnect it because it's retarded and I have
Yeah.
an iPhone. So that's just my biggest thing. If I don't see it come through, people will literally throw out Naps Blast, which we've all talked about, which are very annoying, by the way. And then just things like that. So if I completely miss it because my phone's attached to the car, it won't go off. So I don't know I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Unless I hold my phone with my emails open and constantly, refresh it. So what do I do then?
Yeah, no, I think what you're going like what we're talking about is exactly what you need. When somebody calls and you don't answer, they can get a text message back from the system. Not like
Right.
not your cell phone, but like the system, whatever phone number you put in or
Mhm.
or even your phone number is tied in here. You verify your number directly in the system in here. And what it'll do is it'll text as if it's you, and then you can pick up the conversation after that, and it'll seem seamless to them because they're
Right.
calling and then they get a text. You know how on your iPhone or on your phone you can like hit, sorry, I'm busy, I'll get back to you. There's like a
Mhm.
decline with
Right.
message. That's essentially what this is, the chat part on the chat part of it. But I want to show you something else really quick. I don't and then whatever other things you guys want to go over, let's start getting ready to transition into that. Thinking about other topics, anything else you guys want to talk about. I know we're gonna get into naps a little bit. So in 123 legal support, we just started this one. So it'd be under your conversation view. So all of your different conversations, there's only one right now, but as we add them, you'll see different ones. You'll see different little squares. And it's like one is your chat widget from your website, right? This one right here just happens to be what is this one? This one's a website. Oh, these are appointments. And then this one's for chat. Hold on. Okay. So the conversation tab will allow you to like text reply and like reach out to people, the contacts, and it's all tied to that contact. So when you decide to contact anybody who, let's say somebody contacts you and you're like, you want to make notes about them, like never do business with this person. This person didn't pay me or whatever. Like you could come in here and make contacts about those people as you go. And the marketing stuff we're going to get into next week. But you mentioned something about social posting. Like you can actually schedule out. I'm going to start doing this on Marketing Mondays, scheduling out a post a day on Monday for the rest of the week. So we're going to dive into some of that too. But yeah, just capturing every lead that comes into your business that lands on your website. You can go to your chat widget. If you had somebody, customer support person, that you wanted to manage this stuff for you, like if you hired a VA, for example, you could give them the snippets of information that they need, like a text snippet or an email snippet, like, hey, if somebody wants a quote request, this is what you reply. And they'll be able to automatically do that as a part inside the conversation tab, if that makes sense. So you can automatically just reply. So if I come over here to Mark and I want to put in, where's it at? Zoom is blocking everything here. So if I wanted to put in, if I wanted to insert a snippet that I saved, I could, and it would just pop in here like a template. And then I could send it if it was a text message or email, doesn't matter, same thing. So this is just the very beginning. This is the very beginning of what we're doing here with Mighty Automation. I'm pretty excited to get it going for people, but I understand that a lot of you guys are not tech savvy. And so, some of you are, and that's great. You're going to run with it. And I'm excited to see those people as well, see what they do with it. But for those of you guys that aren't tech savvy and you need some help, Edge and Mark work 40 hours a week and they are ready to help you. Yes, Edge. Edge does this. Yeah. And they're ready to help you implement this. Like I said, it's included in Mighty Premium. Okay. Um, but there are things that if you decide to implement inside the system that can cost you more money. Okay. If you get a different phone number, you buy a phone number through the system, it's going to cost you money. If you set up the prospecting, which I love the prospecting tool, we didn't get into today, but it actually uses Google Maps inside the system to find people and their phone numbers and email addresses, and it'll automatically add them to your contacts with like one click. And that's $30 a month. So there's little things like that that you can end up adding. I don't make any money on that. Okay. It's a part of the system. It's a part of the development of Go High Level. If you want to go sign up for Go High Level and not use my system, okay, because I have a lot of different tools that are tied in with this, and Go High Level is just one part of it, okay? But Go High Level is about $300 a month, So if you'd rather just go sign up for Go High Level, do that and come back and tell me how it's working for you so I can implement it in my system too. Okay. Or you could just use this for free. All right. Included in Mighty Premium. So let's talk about naps or any other questions you guys have. Sean mentioned naps. I go to naps every year. I've had an exhibit. I've exhibited there a couple times. I feel like if you're a process server and this is what you're going to do long term, it's definitely something that you should do at some point. Um, a couple funny things. One year, the first year that I went in Orlando, that I went out to the pool like around 9 o'clock, and I was just having a great time, I guess, and I was by myself, and I ended up floating, and then I fell asleep in a chair, and I woke up, and I was locked in the pool in the World Center. It's called the World Center. And I was locked in the pool area. It's a huge pool area, by the way. There's like a whole, and I went, and the only way to get out was I went through the restaurant. There's like a little outside restaurant bar, and I was able to go out, get out that way. But yeah. And then the other times poker, I have on my wall, I won the poker tournament because uh my business partner Desi told me that all these guys are so good at pool, there's no way you could ever win. So for like 3 months, all I did was play poker leading up to it, and then I won the tournament. And then so many people that I've met. I met Gail at the conference. I met different, just a whole list of people I could give. I love the Is it going to help your business? Are you going to go to a conference and all of a sudden start getting work? No, no, no. You're not going to start getting work from going to the conference, but you might meet somebody who will teach you something, or that you'll learn how they're doing something in their business, and you change that in your business, and now you make more money. That is a surety if you go and you make it a habit to go to conferences and surround yourself with business people who are doing things on a higher level. I mean, you hang out with somebody. I mean, I've done some pretty big things, I think, but then I go and I hang around with Mike Kern or Robert Parambo or these guys, and I'm like, you did what? You had how many filings did you get? Oh yeah, 2000 today. Okay. That's what I had last month. So they're doing things on a whole nother level, and that's cool. It's cool to be around that. So anybody else have any comments about naps and how it's helped their business, or other conferences as well?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Gail.
So I go to naps as often as I can. I haven't been since COVID. It's been harder to get there,
Yeah.
but not only do you meet people, but you also learn stuff about process serving around the country. It makes you more aware. It also gives you a foundation of knowledge that you wouldn't have otherwise. It gives you people to go to when you don't know something. Like if I didn't know some kind of rule in California, I can call one of my friends, and just say, hey, I've got this case that's going on and I can't seem to get it served. Or is there something that I don't know of a way to get this served within the rules of California or something like that? Um, you know, things like how to the rules, the just can't even say how important it is to have mentors in other states to grow your own business. It's amazing the friends that I have because of NAPS. And Mike is one of them. I'm on Larry Yellen, who is like one of the process serving gurus, is my mentor. Tony Klein is a mentor. um Mike Kern, I can call Mike Kern up any day and say, hey Mike, I'm having this issue. I assigned this to another process server, but it's not going anywhere. And Mike will tell me, hey Gail, that's in Silicon Valley, that's why you're having a problem. And they give you their intake on the problem that you're having, and then you can go back to your client. Now you look like a hero because you say, well listen, we're going to have to get an alternate method of service because that's Silicon, and you've got this information that's
Yeah.
information that you would never have sitting in your office. Like my office is in Westchester County, New York. I would never know this stuff if I didn't reach out to somebody like Mike or
Yeah.
or Mike Kern or Mike Reed or Tony Klein or Lance Randall in Florida, or Larry Ellen, who I call. I think I call Larry 2, 3 times a week because I've got this weird case that, or an attorney tells me something that just boggled my mind that the attorney doesn't know, and he's coming to me for advice. And I've got to give expertise that I may or may not have, but at least being a part of NAPS, I know where to go to get the information that I need to service my clients.
I love that. I love that. Yeah,
So that,
I actually had the same thing, Gail. When I first started, I reached out to Chad Barger of, I'm sure you know him because he does legislative too, or he used to for
yeah.
California. And just it's funny what you said about the line, about the area that you were dealing with. I called him and he goes, "Oh, just tell him that you'll do the default, after you serve the eviction, you'll go serve the default, and you keep track of the dates or whatever." He goes, "That's what you got to do." And just that little bit, that little line, or serving the all other occupants, there's just that little line that he told me when I was brand new and knew nothing. I didn't even know what it really meant. But he
Exactly.
said it so well, and I just stuck in my head. So when I called him back and told him, I'll do this, and then the follow up, for this other fee, I was speaking her language because that's what the other people did, right? They did something similar. So she was like, "Okay, we'll send it to you then." And I get this big contract to serve all the evictions for this
Yeah.
Joseph Carroll. He's a big eviction attorney for trailer parks and stuff in California. And yeah, so I love that. That's so good. Yeah, having that, it's almost like a mini mastermind. And some people focus on naps. I think Evan said in the chat, he's not sold on naps or different state chapters. The thing that I think you'll see is that as you get to the 10,000 and the $20,000 a month, like your business starts to grow, you'll realize that the $200 a month for that association, like once per year, is like you're better off doing it than not doing it because it's not like it's a ton of money, right? It's like you're doing it and you're going to be a part of this group. You can put this badge on your website or whatever. And the most important reason why is that they actually keep the industry alive. If I don't know if you guys have heard this, I've said it before, but those of you guys that are new, if anybody ever tries to pass a law that is against process serving, Naps uses their big giant bankroll that they've had. There's a story behind that too, for why they have so much money. Um, they use it to go fight that bill, to fight down that bill, and to make sure that process serving in that area is not killed. Because all it takes is one law, and process serving is essentially annihilated in your area. That's it. One law. One law that says they're trying to do that. They recently tried to do that in Florida. I think they're going through that right now with I don't know all the details, but they're trying to say basically sheriffs be the only one to serve it. And Florida is that area where a lot of the areas, the districts, it is up to the sheriff on whether they want to allow process servers to serve or not. So that's the number one reason to have getting calls from Florida. That's funny. I'm getting calls from Florida right now. They're like, "Don't talk about us." Okay. So if anyone has anything else about naps, any of the conferences I've gone to, I can't directly associate money that I've made. It's really the contact I made. They told me about something that they did. I just stopped by a conference I didn't even think I was going to go to, and I met a guy who buys businesses, who actually buys process serving firms, and a United Legal guy. And he's a crazy. He's just going around trying to buy up all these businesses. By meeting
Well,
him, connecting with somebody else, one of my friends was able to sell his business, and then make a lot of money. And so that's like networking is the lifeblood of your business.
well, Charles Prophet said he's going to buy my business for $5 million. So send a check, Charles.
Well, I guess I'll be a broker on that one.
Yeah. I think Mike's
10%,
gonna buy
baby.
mine.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
You just live in the middle of nowhere. That's the problem. All right, like go move it, build a business in Orlando, then I'll buy it. Somewhere in Florida, right? Couple of things I wanted to talk about mastermind related. I'll make it quick. And this is what I want you guys to do. Think about things you want to talk about during the mastermind. Books. This one right here is Les Brown. It's not over until you win. There's a couple key things in here that really helped me understand that it's not about how other people see me or about how I see myself, um, like in somebody else's eyes. It's about taking the actions that lead to the win, stacking up little wins, little wins, little wins, maybe little wins that people don't necessarily care about, but they mean a lot to me because if I add them up, they equal success, which stacks onto a couple principles that I got from this guy, Rick Pitino. Success is a choice. People don't get successful by accident. People are trying to tear you down. People are trying to take it away from you. And it's not that they're just hateful. It's that some people by tearing you down, they think it lifts them up. It's sad but true. And then the last one is I wanted to mention here because these are the ones that all relate to each other very closely. I feel like maybe the same guy could have wrote all three, even though they didn't. David Schwartz, David J. Schwartz, The Magic of Thinking Big. If you're a book reader, these three are huge for just getting the right mindset. Because if you have the right mindset, you can conquer anything. You can get through anything. The Magic of Thinking Big. There's another guy. Some people don't like him, but Grant Cardone, just because he's very polarizing, kind of like Trump. It's very polarizing. But what he says is still true. If you have a goal and you're having trouble achieving the goal, set it 10 times higher and watch how all the problems that you're going through right now seem minuscule. Because you think about if you want to make, I wouldn't set monetary, it's hard to set monetary goals if you don't know exactly where you're going to go, what you're going to do. But set goals of like, if you have a certain amount of customers, if I have 250 customers, I'm going to get to 1,000 customers. I don't care if they send me one job or 1,000. I can't control that part of it. I can control how many emails I send out with my rate sheet, how many people I call, how many people I visit, how many people I put in the pipeline to grow my business, right? Now, instead of it being 250, like, if I want to get 1,000 people in by the end of the year, how many emails do I need to send? Probably 10,000, right? So if I'm going to send 10,000 emails, how many do I need to do per week? Divide it up by however many weeks are left in the year. How many weeks are left? 40, whatever. Do the numbers. How many emails do I need to send per? And so you just kind of backtrack it. And then you do like Chris here and you go and you call other markets that you're okay moving to, I guess. That's what he said, right? He's still on? Adele, you got something?
I was just gonna say, is there any way for you to put the books in the chats and for the people that are driving that can't
Yeah.
write those down? Or not the chat. I was gonna say like school. Sorry, not the chat,
Okay.
because I can't do anything with the chat, even with contacts if I'm driving.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll put them in school. It's a great. I actually have a book list that I made when I was doing real estate stuff for my team. I had a team of real estate professionals but these three right here were ones that really just helped because you have like imposter syndrome, you have different things that you think like, well, how dare I create a community for process servers? I'm not Mike Kern, I'm not Larry Yellen, I'm not these guys who have been in the business forever. How dare I, right? How dare I, do this and that. So anyway, there's imposter syndrome. Then there's the idea that you're not perfect, you make mistakes, stuff like that. Like, how do you work through that? Maybe you have depression, right? Like maybe your parents are anyway, so there's all this like psychological stuff. And when I was younger, I used to call it woo-woo, say the woo-woo for the women is what I used to say. And then I got married and divorced twice. I learned about empathy, I learned about love languages, and I learned about self accountability and things like that. And you get older and you learn. So, but business wise, getting your mind right, everything else seems to fall in place. That's what I wanted to share with you guys, what's helped me. What other things do you guys have that you wanted to discuss in our
Mike,
master?
I saw something, you posted something on school about some stuff you were going to start offering. I don't know if it was for pay or for a fee or something, a couple services you were going to start offering. And I can't remember what it was now, and I couldn't find it the other night when I was looking. Do you remember what
Well,
some of those services were? There was like three or
you
four
just
you
have
listed.
Yeah, so they kind of condense into you have the directory, okay, you have the Mighty Automation tool, which essentially allows you to be able to market your business to grow your company, which is a part of the directory, Mighty Premium. You have the website, right? You sign up for a website, $10,000 website for if you're a member of the community, it's only $400. And then $57 a month if you want online ordering form, it's 97 a month to host it. And then probably most importantly, probably the most recent one is the VA service. And the VA service is $250 to set it up. And then it's $5 per hour. And we need a minimum of 24 hours per week. But essentially, you get someone like Edge or Mark. We put a full-time VA working for you for $5 an hour. Um, and that covers our costs for managing. You get a manager, VA manager, and your VA working, depending on when you schedule 'em. And they work United States hours. Those are all the things. If you're talking about the marketing stuff, like we were offering design and some other stuff. Um, Definitely we're willing to help. You just reach out to us, support at mightyautomation.com and ask whatever you need, and we'll let you know if we can do it for you or not. A lot of the things that we're doing with Mighty Automation will be included if you're a Mighty Premium member. So Mighty Premium is $57 a month now, and it's going to go up every month $10 because we're going to keep stacking on the value, right? Mighty Automation is going to get more and more valuable to where I could offer way more for it. But when you lock in your rate with Mighty Premium, you get all the features and benefits without any extra money. So,
Yeah,
Mr. Ep,
I'll probably need help getting a new VA. Mine's not working out. I'm probably going to have to let her go. She's not doing too well.
I know you're playing. You got a rock star VA. I told people to show up to those VA things. I said you could steal them from me.
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Edge over there.
Yeah, you're waiting for my reaction.
Edge, what did I
Uh,
tell you? I said if Charles doesn't hire her, she's gonna be sitting with you working. Yeah, Charles got
We're gonna
lucky.
hear from you.
yeah, nah, I keep it.
We want her to do a good job for you. Hopefully that's a long-term deal.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But she can log in. She can log into your Mighty Automation, set everything up. She can get with Edge as well, get everything set up, and start using it, start utilizing it. Get that text back, or if you guys miss a call, it'll automatically text back. You don't have to do it. You just got to make it known that that's what you want done, and we'll help you set it up. Edge and Mark for all of you guys. If you're a Mighty Premium member, you just say, hey, implement one thing at a time. Like make it a goal, like once a week, one thing per week. You're going to implement, and if you have questions, that's what we're here for. Dark manipulation tactics from the CIA to close the sale works too. I don't know about that.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, for this VA stuff, so will they know what software we have? Like, say we're using Rocket, or if someone's using PST or
Mhm.
Serve Manager, would we be the ones kind of showing them, the software, or how does that work out?
Yeah. So the way it works functionally is that you log into Slack. We give you a channel that's private with just you and your VA and
Uh,
one of our VA managers, like Edge or Mark. And then you'll get to log in and just see whenever they're supposed to be working, they'll be in Slack. And then they're screen sharing all the time. So you're gonna have to give them login access to whatever tools you want them to use.
okay.
If you're using Rocket or Serve Manager, you give them like admin access,
Yeah.
or the better way to say it would be like support access, whatever that's called in your system. And yeah, you would want to get in there and tell them how to do it for the way you want it done. Because no matter whether you have Serve Manager or PST,
Hmm.
I'll teach them. I've thought about teaching them the basics of Serve Manager and the different tools, but every person's going to want something a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one person's going to want proofs, like, hey, I want you to do proofs. You say, hey, I want you to do proofs in Serve Manager. They're going to learn how to do proofs in Serve Manager. And Edge here has already done proofs in Serve Manager, right? So she can come in and she's not completely blind to it. She can come in and go, well, you're not doing that right. You actually have to update the client so it'll show up at the top left or whatever. They'll be able to help with that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the functionality of it.
No, what about answering the phones? Like, say I want to keep answering the phones for now, but I just want them to primarily do the data entry from the jobs that come in, and is that something that's pretty normal for them to do
Oh yeah.
the data entry and
Yeah, so you don't have auto entry right now through Rocket or
uh you mean like integrated with the
with the
website?
form?
Well, I'm going to the back to the Mighty website builder, and so I don't think there's integration with that. So I just figure, I like the website and everything that Desi's going to put live shortly.
Okay.
So I figure I'll just have the data entry piece, like having a VA enter all the jobs that come in and
They could do that. They can run circles around. They could do data entry better than me and you, brother. But I'll tell you that if you get a form with us, it sounds like you're already getting set up. That will integrate directly with your Serve Manager or Rocket, as long as they're integrated with Zapier.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. And
she'll
if
set it
they're
up for you.
just the yeah, because
Desi
that
will
would be
set it
something
up.
that Rocket would have to do, right? Like the with the Zapier and
Yeah,
all that.
I think he has. Like, I would be surprised if he hasn't. His tool essentially looks just like Serve Manager. So, um,
Okay,
I think
yeah,
he,
I'll
I
get
think,
it.
I think he has done it. But when I saw him at the conference, I saw a screen and it's basically Serve Manager. So, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
I imagine he's integrated as well. If he hasn't, I'd be surprised. But anyway, yeah, data entry, they can do data entry. They can do whatever you need them to do as far as that. One thing that I've been surprised by when it comes to VAs, and they're on here, so they're gonna get praise to their face. But um, and I could tell them, hey, if you don't have anything else to do, go get emails and phone numbers for attorneys that I want to call. And I come back the next day and there's, another 400 or 500 contacts. I'm just like, whoa, I'm like shocked, right? So you can have busy work till the cows come home, as my mom would say. No worries, Amy. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Appreciate you. We'll see you Thursday.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for everything. See everybody later.
See ya. Well, our hour is about up. I'm okay staying on if you guys have other questions. Um, we had somebody in the community that was upset that I was charging money for, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this up, but I do want to comment. Wasn't okay with me changing the fee for VAs. The VA fee was, I think I mentioned this in a video actually, but I'll just mention it real quick. For entry people who first came in, it was like, hey, $50 a month management fee was what I was thinking about doing. And what I realized is there's more effort and cost on the front end. So it's better to do a setup fee and then just charge an hourly rate. And then I can take all the time I need to train and make this person awesome for you guys. And so, when business, sometimes you got to change the fees about stuff. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to do it for a certain fee, right? You realize that, hey, you know what, this isn't going to work. It's like if somebody were to call you and say, hey, I need you to serve something over here in this address that you don't recognize, and then you look it up and you find out the address is 4 hours away. Are you just going to do it for the same quoted price? No. You're going to call them back and go, hey, by the way, I know I quoted you, $97, but I could still do it for 97, maybe. Had this actually happened to me before. I could still do it for 97, but it's only one attempt, man. Yeah. Maybe, because he already paid or something. Um, and I feel bad, but at the end of the day, we have the free community. I'm trying to pour into the community and give more trainings as much as I can. But if I'm a terrible person and my integrity is lowered because of that, trying to make a smart business choice, I can't, people just got to move on. And so I feel bad actually, but I can't think about it too much, right? I just got to move on. All right.
Well, it's like, there's some customers you got to fire, and I get rid of like two or three a year. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's true.
you
That's
got to
true.
do it.
And they could be people who you really, some customers you really liked, and then all of a sudden they got a new customer that doesn't want to pay, and now you never get paid from them or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah. So there's a bunch of different reasons why, but my goal is that to grow the community, and as it grows and you get more people, you're going to get more personalities. You're going to get more people that have their differing opinions. Like, I'm a conservative person. I don't force my beliefs on other people. I'm also Mormon, right? LDS. I don't push that on other people, but some people may get triggered by it and hear it and not want to say that that's what it is. And I accept everybody for who you are. You do you. I just want to see you crush it in your business. You know, I want to see those screenshots where you're like, Mike, I just got, a new client that sent me 3 new serves, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to bless your family. Whatever your own beliefs are, I don't care. As long as you're not hurting people, I don't care. Go, you do you, and I'll do me, and let's try to be friends when we show up and we do a mastermind, right? Let's be friendly, and then when we do business together, it's just good business too, by the way. Desi reached out to me a couple days ago, and she's like, "How do you get into these things?" It's like, because she's such a chameleon. She's like, "How do you get into these? Everyone loves me." I'm like, "Well, when everybody starts to know you and you're an opinionated person, some people are going to disagree with you." And
So the mighty yacht cruise, when we all go out on your private yacht, you're gonna have to pick a date that works for everybody.
Mighty
Like,
Yachts, Mighty Yacht Club. Oh, Mighty Yacht Club. That'd be awesome. Yeah, no, we should pick a different date. Yeah. So if June doesn't work, let's dial in a different date. A few people who want to go, so that date doesn't work for you. Let's pick a couple other dates, Sean, and then we'll get with a couple of the other people. I know Tracy. I think it was Tracy. I saw inside the post. Those of you guys don't know what we're talking about. We're looking at doing a cruise, like a mighty cruise. Of course, the first
Yeah,
time we do it, there'll be like
I don't
three or
have
four of
Sean.
us.
I don't have Sean money where I can just leave my business for 4 or 5 days and go out.
oh, Charles, man, I mean, maybe I should be writing you a check. No, I'm just
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, if you have VAs, you can leave. Like, I just left for a week, and I think they had a little bit of a party. If I'm honest, they had a little bit of a party. Look at Edge. But everything got done, nothing fell through the cracks.
I think a lot of people think they can't leave the business for a few days, but don't. Like, once you do, things don't always fall apart. You think they're going to fall apart. That's like with me delegating. I think I can't delegate because everything will fall apart if I do that. But once you do it and get accustomed to it, you're like, oh, I can take a few breaks and it'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. Nothing's going to burn down.
you have to
Mhm.
take a few breaks, otherwise,
Yes, exactly. Or you burn out.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I
have
have,
to.
I do have a comfort. What would that be? Confrontational question to ask that I did ask in school
Okay.
about having serve manager people within our school just because of taking clients and stuff like that. I know you're teaching the process of your being business. Just wondering, just questions about that of who you let into the school.
Oh, like I have. There's serve. Oh, you talking about the Facebook group?
No, the actual school, like the school group.
Yeah, the school group. It's only process servers.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, but there's like now there's a serve manager VP in there also.
that's true. And when I let him in, I thought to myself, because Jeff, I've known Jeff for a long time. He was actually the one of the main guys over at One Legal, and he was writing checks. I think I saw his name on checks anyway. Him or Mark, one or the other. And I've seen him at conferences, and now he's helping out serve manager. It's almost like they needed something to do with him. What do we do with this guy? He's been in the industry forever, and so they put him in charge of serve manager. And I think he's a great resource to have in the community. If someone from PST wanted to join, I think I would let them in too. It's really nice to be able to hit the little at symbol and say, dude, address this, right? Like Elon with Twitter, it's like, there's a little thing that says true spaces like underneath. Instead of verifying the comment whether it's true or not, you get people who redo their own research and comment on somebody's comment, right? So the idea of like if you have an issue with Serve Manager, the
Mhm.
idea that we can hit a high level VP person inside our community and go, "What's up with this? Fix this. What's wrong?" Right? That's the why I let him in so that we could kind of hold it accountable. And as it develops, maybe we find out negative stuff that we can, that if he can't answer, then you can make a more educated decision on what you're going to use as a software. For now, as far as we know, for now, it's kosher. They're just going to send you more work and cool of, they're going to send you work and they don't, whether they reach out to your clients or not. I've already said, like, hopefully they don't do that. He said they don't do that.
I think I think maybe to put a different spin on what Adele was asking is what is the benefit to him for being in this community?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the benefit to him is he can keep his finger on the pulse of what the conversation is about Serve Manager. That's why I would want to be in there. I'd want to go like, what are they talking about in there?
Yeah, I
You
would want
know?
to know the problems before they arise,
Yeah.
and I can
What are
nip
they
something
talking
in the
about?
bud quick.
Yeah, do we need to sue Mike? Basically.
Yeah,
Do we need to
yeah,
sue Mike for driving people away from Serve Manager because they
yeah. Is
didn't
Mike
because they
bad
canceled?
mouthing us?
Yeah, because they canceled my account, essentially my legacy account, free account I had. Um, I get it. It's a business choice they made and they sold or whatever. So um it's a
Yeah,
great software.
a lot of things changed once they sold. I got my grandfathered rate went away.
Oh, okay.
I
Uh,
had some many disputes over that. I mean, they made it right to an extent, but with some credits and stuff. But
I just think it's only a matter of time before I create a software. I'm just telling you. I'm
yeah,
just telling you right now. We'll create the jobs board and the jobs board will blow up and people will be like, how does this work? Can it integrate with all these tools? And some people will be upset. But at the end of the day, a simple system that does what you need it to do, that is secure, that is your tool, that you can put people in or take them out when you want to, and it has nothing to do with a third party competitor. That's the goal, right? Like that's the goal. So
I mean,
Mighty
I
Automation
thought
in a
about
way.
changing, but I don't want to. It's just so nice to be able to collaborate with people now and just
Mhm.
job in and get it
Yeah.
work. You know.
Like I've said before, I don't think there's an issue because any clients that I have that I've had forever, they would never use anyone else. If they did, it's because I decided no longer to serve them at the highest level.
Right. Yeah, I've messed up something.
Yeah, I've done something, and that's okay. That's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen sometimes. You're like, oh dang, he dropped the ball on me. But in the John, please don't leave me. You call the client. You're like, John, please, this one server, and you don't want to. Some people don't want to swallow their pride. They won't even do that. But I've had to do that a few times. And then the client's like, okay, Mike, I'll talk to the paralegal and let her know we're gonna keep using you, but let's not let this happen again. Whatever. And that usually does it. It usually does it.
That and a Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, that and a Starbucks gift card, maybe more, you
Yeah.
know, maybe some Sherry's berries with some flowers.
Yeah.
That is so one thing, like what Charles says is like the easiness of sharing the jobs. So I have Serve Managers still because I share jobs, but then I have Rocket Serve for all like the new serves. And that's what's just like a little bit difficult is trying to like I would rather just have one serve, like one software than to
Mm.
have the two. But it's hard when, the job sharing and stuff like that. Everybody's used to Serve Manager.
Yeah, but they put a lot of money. I mean, I'm talking millions of dollars into building that thing so that it like works properly. There's not so many bugs.
Yeah.
Like, and so when I've looked at creating something quite a few times, it was too daunting, right? It was like, wow, this is going to cost me literally the number I put on it was 2.7 million to create a software that's going to rival what they do. So the only so I and a lot of people they're just religious about their software too. So, they just want to stay, they'll never leave. So there's really not a huge return in it. So if I create a jobs board that doesn't do what they do, it's just a simple way for you to enter jobs and manage them as well. And then there's a document integration using DocuSign or something like that that allows you to fill out the proof easily. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's gonna take the market share, I believe, but it won't be out for a couple months. April 1st, you'll see the jobs board. We'll start to roll out the jobs board. And then after that, we'll start adding in the ability for you to create, not just create jobs, but um, manage them, like put in attempts and stuff like that. Because the jobs board is a part of it is that you put the job and people can bid on it. And then when somebody accepts it, kind of like Thumbtack a little bit. And then when somebody accepts it, it goes into their jobs. So it's kind of already going to have the basics of a serve manager type of system. And so I'm open about this stuff though, because I know I can't compete with them on a large scale. So I'm just gonna create something I would use as a server and let it organically grow. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Evan, good stuff, Adele. Good question. Mr. Evan.
You had to pick April Fool's Day to launch that. Are you being serious with us, or are you
What's
pulling
the
us?
Tuesday? What's the Tuesday near April?
You said you're gonna do April 2nd, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it is Tuesday. Tuesday the 1st, April 1st. Let's do Thursday. Let's do Thursday, April 3rd. Yeah, I mean, if I do the first, then I have an excuse if it doesn't work. But no, no, yeah, creating something like that, I think having the directory just makes sense, and having it all included too. I remember having the statewide serve now listing, then having serve manager, then having naps, then having all this stuff. Like having it all in one. Naps is kind of a separate thing, but having it all in under one roof, I think, is going to and the marketing part, which we've never seen in the process serving industry, having the marketing tools stacked as a part of it with Mighty Automation CRM, I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. So you guys don't have any other things you're dealing with in your business you want to go over, talk about?
I just want to say April Fool's is a great day. That was when my firstborn son was.
Oh, your son?
hmm That's his
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday coming up. I absolutely love the Mighty Automation software. So Evan, you've been using the automation tool?
Oh my gosh, man. It is amazing. I mean, I just go in there, create the post, upload a picture, schedule it. I've got stuff scheduled out for like the whole month,
Hey,
and
really?
it only took me like 30 minutes. I mean, and
Nice.
I was going in there and like having to change the format and everything myself, and this automatically sizes everything for the whatever you're posting it to.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, you saved me like 50 hours a week. I mean, it paid for itself the first time I used it. Literally, it is amazing and it's so easy to use. I mean, I love it. I love it.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, if you get in
I,
there and you start playing with it, you'll see like it's a powerful tool.
I put a message on there earlier, just posting, just Facebook alone, just posting a couple of times a day, every day. The previous 28 days, I had 841 views. The
Mhm.
last 21 days, I had 10.2 thousand.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Okay, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna keep up with you on that. I want to see. I'm gonna look in your account too. If you have questions or things aren't working right or whatever, let Edge and Mark know. They're the ones I'm working with like daily to make sure that the stuff is working. Um, tying everything together is gonna be where it's gonna really be cool. Like the idea that you have. I wish I could. I'm gonna get my iPad connected here. I think in one of our future meetings where I could draw stuff out. But essentially, you have up here, it's a funnel. For those of you who don't never heard this before, there's actually a tool called ClickFunnels. It's a funnel. At the top of the funnel, you have all of the ways that people are introduced to you, right? They're your website on Google, if through your Google My Business page, maybe you're in the map pack, maybe, or somewhere on Google, the three different places on Google, or you're on social media, you're on a Reddit post, you're on a Quora post, you're on a blog post, right? Because you create blog content and then you post it to these other platforms, or you create Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like you're talking about, Evan, with posting on social media. Whatever it is, this tool will help you with your Google reviews and stuff on Google. It'll help you on that whole top funnel stuff. That's what Mighty Automation is meant for. And then once they actually come to your website or text or call you, you will capture that lead. And then meaning you'll get to know them. You'll start a conversation with them in some way, some fashion or form. And then the last part is you'll actually want, you'll get them to order or you'll get their contact information like their email, right? That is the funnel. And then once they're in your system and they've ordered from you, you stay in contact with them by nurturing them. And I think inside the system, I'm able to create a snapshot is one of the tools that we have that we've integrated that's going to allow you to be able to, for me to be able to create these automations and then just put them into your system. And it's a genius thing that they've added with Go High Level that we're integrating. I want to use it because then I can do the technical side of it, push it through to your system, and then you can use it. So that's something that's a little bit techno babble, but just know that you create content, you get Google reviews, and then just go out and work. Go out and serve papers, or if you're at the desk and you're calling people and you're getting stuff served, answer the phone, do this stuff. If you're blessed to be able to sit behind a desk and interview people, I mean not interview people, sit behind a desk and and work on your business rather than in your business, meaning you're able to look on it like Evan is and making social posts and doing his thing, and you're able to like be doing it, working on it, then this is the time for you to implement Mighty Automation. If any of you guys aren't Mighty Premium members, by the way, I don't know. I know if I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I had a conversation with him about that. But if you're not a Mighty Premium member, I don't know what to tell you. Guys, it's gonna keep going up and I'm gonna keep giving you. By the time I'm done, it's gonna be worth thousands of dollars per month. And if you got locked in at $57 a month, you're getting a steal. And I'm okay with that because then I have your loyalty. You're gonna be with me forever, right? That's the idea. Is I want to build a crew, a community, just a massive community of process servers and private investigators that want to crush it in their business. And eventually we will do conferences, right? We will have a couple hundred people conferences where we get together and we just have a good time. I'll have some cool speakers come. I think the cruise idea is a good idea, because of the amount that it costs. I mean, you can spend $1,000 really fast on a hotel room, not to mention the flights and the Ubers. Why not just go on a cruise? Pay $1,500 for a cruise and go for 4 days and have fun with each other. And they'll have the natural amenities. I think it's almost always everything included. And then I'll get a couple speakers to come out. Some of the Mike Kearns, some of the multimillionaire process servers in the country. I know one guy from Magnum Diego, Steve Glenn. He's a character too. Uh, Someone like him would be fun too to have come speak, where he's bought and sold businesses for millions of dollars and built a new one. And, you know, um, and he's very much about mindset too. Like these are people who are way more qualified than me to have a community. And they're just doing their thing. They're just building their business and enjoying their life.
I think we should have a date that we all like agree by a certain date so we can start actually putting in, because cruises go up and up and stuff like that. So we can lock in a price if like, in a month everybody can agree or something. I don't know, Mike. That would be my suggestion.
That's a good idea. Yeah, set a date. Maybe by the time we roll out the jobs board, maybe by April 3rd. Decide by April 3rd and it'll be sometime in the summer. So pick like three dates. Maybe I need to get a list of dates. That's what I need to do. Get a list of dates from the cruise lines, and then we'll just pick, everybody picks them. Pick the three and maybe we can throw them together.
And you're picking for 2026.
That's right. That is true.
2026, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So by this year, April, we'll pick for 2026.
And I don't know. I suggested leaving out of Galveston. I don't know, just because I know there's more people in Texas, so that was where I said. But I
Yeah.
mean, there's other ports too.
I'm thinking Baltimore, Maryland.
I'm
Everybody.
thinking Italy.
I think we should do majority rules.
The nice thing I will say, because my kids are in California, when I was in Florida, it would be 6-hour flight to California. But now that I'm in New Mexico, it's literally a 2-hour flight. It's a 2-hour flight from me to California, and it's about a 3-hour flight from me to Florida. So having it in the middle of the state really does make the most sense. Because if somebody's on the north side, they could just fly down. Somebody's on the east side, they could just fly over. Either way, everybody's flying except for the folks in Texas. And even the folks in Texas got to drive 8 hours because Texas is huge. You know, they might as well fly too, actually. So it's funny in Texas they have a 2 hour flight too. That's funny.
It is funny. I'm originally from Colorado. One of the aunties went ahead and called, and she's like, "Can you guys go pick up your uncle?" And this is when we lived right by South Padre. And we're like, "All right, Auntie, well, where is he at?" And she's like, "El Paso." And I was like, "Auntie, actually, El Paso is 3 hours closer to you being in Denver than it is to being us in South Padre, because it's so huge."
That's funny. I noticed that we have Miss Sandra on. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good, good. I think you turned your camera on a little bit later, and so you didn't get to introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. Hi, guys. I'm Sandra Kimbrough.
Yeah, yeah. Sandra is the most person that I see on my chat on my notifications. You like every single post. You're trying to give so much love to the community and giving them their engagement points, aren't you?
Oh, look, everybody
No,
has contributed in some way or fashion. I just joined the group in January 27th. So, and I've been doing this for 7 years, but look, I've learned from every post, every recommendation, every resource that not only Mike has put out there, but everyone that has put something out there. And so, yeah, everybody has helped me because, like I said, until I actually joined this group, I didn't know what I needed, but I knew I needed something. And yeah, it was just right there. I'll click and go to one class, and then from that class, things that I could go look at. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good fit. I could implement it then, or I'll put on my to-do list. So, and I always go back and retrack and retrack. But look, we're all trying to do something with regarding to our business, and that's grow it. So yeah, we all kind of give and take from each other. So, and I truly appreciate all of you guys.
Well, that's so nice of you to say, and I appreciate you being here. One thing you notice as the community grows is, you get all these professional people who come in because the only way, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's growing slowly because what I'm doing is I'm only emailing people. That's all I'm doing is we're emailing people who I know are active members, and so it makes the verification process easy. Here, when the jobs board goes active, and I've shelled out tens of thousands of dollars. I'm going to start running ads, and we're going to start getting, we're going to have some different types coming in. And so having a solid foundation of process servers already is going to be good. It's going to be good because we can kind of see how we want things, how it is now. And then as new people come in, we'll be able to go, oh, okay, this is, okay, I see what we're dealing with here. Some newbie, and it's a newbie, and that's okay. They're learning, and they don't know what Serve Manager is. They don't know what Mighty Automation is. They don't, they're not familiar with. And you see that we've had some people come in. One of my favorite testimonials videos was of a gentleman that came on that said that people were picking on him, and when he came into this community, people were nice to him, and he was able to grow his business and make money and stuff. And I was just like, that's exactly what we want. We want people to be able to go from not making any money in the industry to making $10,000 a month, or making, and that's the benchmark, right? Or making their 10 or 20,000, and then they're able to scale because they're like, oh wow, here's this marketing and automation tool. Here's this, like, I'll be transparent with you. When I built my website company, a lot of the people who signed up, it was like we got their hosting, we get them to rank on the first page of Google, and then that was it. It was like, what else is there? And as a business owner, I know the way I am is I'm like, I'm looking at all these different things, doing all these different things, just doing everything where I couldn't really explain it to somebody. And then as I've learned, I'm like, actually, I could format this in a way that people can understand it. And that's what Mighty Automation is. It's like, these are the other things you need to do on top of having a website, which is creating that marketing funnel where you're creating social posts, where you're getting Google reviews, right? And then capturing those leads so that you can actually get that business. That's money in the bank. When somebody calls, if you don't answer, do they get a text message? Or maybe it's a landline. Do you get their voicemail? Is there an automated way to reach out to them? Maybe if you're never available because you have a full-time job, maybe you hire a VA, right? For $5 an hour. And by the way, for those of you who are new to VAs, they love that. They want to work. They want to work for you. That's what it is. Tracy says we're voting on here to leave to go to the cruise to vote Florida. Yeah, we can definitely vote on a date. But Jacksonville, I don't know about that. Oh, you're going to Jacksonville. Okay, okay. Cool. Yeah, just Tracy's over here in the chat, and yeah, try like yeah, we definitely don't want childish stuff in the group. You know, some of the groups on Facebook are getting a little bit um out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, some of them been out of. I mean, they just off the wall.
For real.
I mean, again, I've been dealing with it for 7 years. I'm in, I'm out, and Mike, I've been seeing you at some of the conferences, but I'm kind of when I first started, everybody love a newbie, but I guess my difference is that what my background in education was. So some of the people that approach me, I'm listening and looking, and I'm very observant. And I'm like, yeah, no. But I have been seeing you, Mike, and I think we did speak once about, I think when you just doing the websites. And I asked a few people, I said, who is that? Well, that's the guy to do the website. Yeah, you don't want to deal with him. But again, made no judgment, because look, I'm looking at everybody and some of these groups and stuff. Yeah, they are right. They speak terrible to you. And if you don't come be a vendor for their company, you're just trash. Hey, one guy tell me that. Oh, they're just trash. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, no. So I've been trying to be very careful as to who I network with. And initially, I started with Easy. They were great under Papa Shapiro, but things have changed. I vended for ABC. That was okay until it wasn't. But at the end of the day, I always had the mind of doing my own thing, but plus I do other things. So but process serving has got me to where I am. So, but they are true. I've been a coach and mentor to several people, and they needed more than I gave them what I could give, and I'll always do that for people. But I also ran across people that is in your group. I refer people, but even being since I joined your group, I'll get the little chats and reached out, and I just like, look, Mike is doing a great job. You're not gonna find any of this information. Nobody's gonna help you. So, but this is your business. Problem is, again, I'm a mentor and a coach, and I'm growing my business. You have the platform. You're giving stuff for free. I understand if they can't afford or not afford or whatever that looks like, but they're not doing the free stuff. So if you're not doing the free stuff, I don't have time to make time to help you when Mike's giving it to you for free. So if you want me to be a mentor or a coach, I charge for that. See, that's something else I do. But if you can't figure it out and put the work in, if you can't participate, and that was one guy's problem. Look, you're not even on you've been here longer than me. I mean, believe me, I've gone back all the way to this time last year. And I just started in January. I'm like, I don't see you participating in anything.
Yeah.
I don't see you implementing anything. I'm not going to waste my time. Mike is doing this for free, and he has the tools, the websites, and you can go back and rewind and something. I mean, I have a website, but I'm paying Mike to redo my website, but I'm putting the work in. So,
you are.
And at some point, you're going to have to give back to people who have given to you. And out of all this time, look, nobody is trying to hold your hand. Most people look at it as you're taking their clients, you're entering into their area, and they tight fist and don't want to help you grow. And Mike, you're doing a great job. Yeah. So
I appreciate you, and I got to tell you, that looking from the perspective of what some of these people, the letter companies, I could have very easily become one of them. If I would have gotten, it's called the golden handcuffs, I guess they call it. It's like if I would have gotten one of those contracts that I was trying to get a while back, then I would have been just calling all of you, asking you to serve my stuff, and I would have been trying to get the lowest price because that's my profit. And I believe it was a blessing. I believe God blessed me and was like, you know what, that I got something greater for you. And there's nobody. So if I don't want to take credit for it, what I'm saying is, if there's not an alternative, then the bigger companies are going to be the ones that stand out and grow because they're going to get the contracts with Chase. They're going to get the contracts with all these places. You need to have the local attorneys in your city send you work directly. You need it. You have to have that because they're going to get the giant Chase, Bank of America. They're going to get those because those people require you to have like, 3, 4, $10 million insurance that becomes not really possible when you're running an operation that makes 20, $30,000 a month, right? And or even less, right? So so it behooves you as an independent process server to go out and build relationships. So when people talk about, that they're going to steal your client, they're playing a different game. They're playing the bigger game, and they're saying, we want to be able to have process servers in the local communities, be able to have better connections with them and be able to get better rates with them, give them more tools so they can communicate status quicker, right? And so that's the status quo. And it's only going to get more and more like that. So, giving you guys the tools and giving you the training, giving you the basics. It's funny hearing you, Sandra. Your perspective is like, I get your perspective because I have in real estate in different communities I've been a part of where I paid a lot of money to be a part of them. Sometimes I'm like really involved in that industry or whatever, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, I don't think people really know what he's telling, like the value that I'm getting. And so you get some people who get it and they just dive in head first and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is the missing piece." And they find 3 or 4 things and they implement them and then they make way more money. And that's been me in every mastermind that I've been a part of because I'm looking for those. A lot of it I already know. 90% of it, most of the time I already know. But it's that 1 or 2 or 3 golden nuggets that help me take my business to the next level. And it sounds like you've gotten that out of it.
Well, Mike,
Yep, the missing link.
it's
Yeah.
so much easier for people to make excuses as to why something's not working or to blame somebody else as to why what may work for somebody in California or for Jessica up in Washington might not work for Charles or I in the DC area due to constrictions and I mean just things, the differences in the laws and stuff like that. Like Charles is in Virginia, he can't serve on Sundays, I
Right.
can. They can make 3 attempts in post. We have to fucking petition the court to get permission to post.
Talk
You're in
about
Texas
Texas.
too.
And oh my God, it's like the dude lives there. He looked out those window. I mean, why can't I just tape it to anyway, whatever. So I mean, but it's so much easier for people to blame and blame other people or make excuses as instead of their inaction or inability to perform. And some of it's not their fault. Sometimes it's you just don't know how to run a business,
Yeah.
or I mean, because running a business is, I mean, it's not easy if you don't have that kind of background. Especially now it's tax time and that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
you got 30 servers sitting on your desk and you got your freaking, well, if you don't have an accountant,
Yeah.
personally, I pay for an accountant, but no, I mean, so it's just, I don't know. I mean, get off your ass and do something. That's my motto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like they want someone else to write the instructions down. In my college days, I had a professor who actually gave us the test and gave us the answers. That's an easy A, right? No. 99% of the class failed because
Open
they
book
do
tests.
not want to do the work. And when I have people that come to me and want me to help them get in this industry, look, nobody is my competition. Whatever we do, like you said, it might work for you, it might work for me, may not work for me, may work for somebody else. Where are we going? What state are we? It's just what county in the state of Texas. It's not only what state I'm in, it's what county am I in? Which oh wait a minute, what court in the county do what? So it's a lot of variables. But the thing is, they don't want to do the work. It's
Yeah.
your business. You say you want to have this business, and I just tell them, you got to make a decision. You either gonna keep being a great vendor because you're doing a great job, or you're gonna have to learn the back of the house.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to put the work in. I still do something 7 days a week. I was late coming in because I was updating my LinkedIn. I had LinkedIn for years, but I wasn't using it properly. Make sense? So I've been going back all these different platforms and updating and doing one at a time and still being engaged here on the Mighty Mike platform, but still I actually did have a case that came in that I have to do a locate for a client, and I'll be doing that before the end of the day. But the thing is, yeah, they just want everybody else to give them the secret to whatever success they're having. But even if you gave them the key, if they don't implement it and have a change their mindset, it's not going to work.
It's kind of like I've told, like, because I've had one child of mine. I'm like, I learned the business. I've only been in here for 2 years, and I'm like, I wish I knew this years ago. Especially in Colorado, I had a lot of connects there. But I have so many process server companies ask me now, like, or because I do mostly with process server companies, not the ABC and the Easies, but they've said, what has been your, success? I'm not making, 10,000 a month, but I'm like at 6,000 a month. I mean, that's pretty good for being, just in it for 2 years, I believe. But what I've said is you actually have to put in the work. You can't expect the work just to come to you. And then you can't just get the work and sit on it. You have to like go out and do it. And I think a lot of these servers that are coming in, they just think, oh, I've heard it's easy work, it's easy money. It can be at times, but there is a lot more behind it, like the invoicing, inputting, and all that. It's not like, yes, you get to choose your hours, but there's a lot more to running the business, and you have to want to put in the work and not just be lazy.
And it's dangerous. And see, everybody want to
Oh,
skip
that
over that one. This is
I think I'm a
it's
little naive
awesome. I
because
love
I'm
my job, but it's dangerous. And
yeah.
and that's the thing that they want to skip over as well. And again, you have to put in more training hours from the 7 or 8 hour certification or the 7 or 8 hour renewal. And then if you just look at all the people that have violations against them, on the JBCC website, hey, that's a learning tool for me. But those are things that they've done that I wouldn't do. But those are things that also I see, somebody, I won't name another alphabet company, they're the ones that saying, oh, they're just trash. Servers are just trash. But wait a minute, you got a violation. Hold up, how they trash? Because they wouldn't do what you said do because they'll get in trouble. And people have to just stop and think about it. I had to tell another young man a couple of weeks ago, look, they're telling you to go do this. Who's going to get in trouble for what you telling me is against the law anyway? It's against ethics anyway. But you have to make that decision for yourself. I don't tell anybody. I had one say, well, tell me what I should do. I can't tell you what you should do because that's your business. I'm gonna tell you what I don't do because that's my business. You have to make a decision. This is a business, and you grown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of that in the industry with people. Basically, you just focus on your own business. You focus on growing your business. With you, Sandra, helping others. Um, the guy in Colorado, Steve Glenn, he's a good guy. And he actually, when I first started doing it, I was charging $7. This was a long time ago, actually. I was charging $7. I called it PSD University. And he's like, Mike, you shouldn't charge, and he's like, you should go about it a different way or whatever. And I had this idea that through marketing is a marketing principle that people pay attention to what they pay for. And it was true. A lot of people would show up because they pay and stuff like that. But he had a perspective of helping others that has this reciprocal return that you can't really measure the value of it because over time friendships, the value of a friendship, I don't want to embarrass him, but Sean sent me that thing for the barbecue thing, and I've mentioned it a couple times. But we went and ate at this barbecue place. We had this great time, and my son and I, and the food was amazing, and met this beautiful waitress who was very friendly and took a picture with her, and that whole experience has this backdrop of Sean. I don't know another way to say that. But if you've gone through it and you've experienced it before, and you give that to somebody else, like an attorney or a paralegal and her husband can go out to eat or whatever, and they go do that, and that's because of you. She's never going to use somebody else. So a part of the prospecting that we're going to get into in the future weeks, you'll see on Thursdays, that's when we do it. We're going to get into the prospecting part of it, where it's like, yeah, we got the CRM. We talked about all about that on Tuesdays. But now how do we actually reach out to these people? How do we follow up with them? And inside of our pipeline, you're gonna see how it moves. We move them to the next level, the next level, the next level. And it's all included there. So you get in there and you start to see, how do I get these people out of, because that's how what I have right now is I have a bunch of people where I've sent the email. How do I get them out of the follow-up one? Where they're in follow-up one because I'm trying to get a hold of the person who actually hires somebody. So that's the second step, is to get somebody on the phone and actually have a conversation with them about process serving. You're still trying to be the backup though. And so we haven't gotten into that yet. And then the training, I want to dive into that. I want to get pretty heavily into that the next 4 weeks. We're going to have your CRM and everything completely set up. That's my goal for you. So today, my call to action for you guys is to go out, get in the CRM. You don't have to upload your contacts. I had somebody reach out to me. They're worried about if they upload all their attorneys, inside of the system, I'm going to reach out to them or something because our team can see your contacts. Look at Ed just
I know
smiling.
I know
I
how you are,
have
Mike. You be stealing my customers. I know how you are.
Yeah.
two things I want to tell you.
And that is so crazy. I try to tell people, look, people gonna use who they're gonna use. You
Yeah.
may be their go-to person, but I guarantee you, if they have a rush or something happen, they're gonna use whoever they can find to get
Mhm.
whatever done. And if you're not available, they're gonna
That's
find
true.
somebody.
That's true. You're a commodity at the end of the day. You don't want to be, but you're the guy delivering the papers, and or gal delivering the papers. And if you're not available, that's true. But what I will say, and what I think the reason why Edge was kind of smiling is like, there's not a person on this earth that I can't put in my CRM, regardless of you. Like I've learned that every attorney that is out there is a business owner who has their information public. And if you think that I don't like I'm a marketer, so I obviously specialize in pulling lists and scraping, and I have a team of people that do it. But can you imagine the people that have an unlimited budget like InfoTrack? You think they don't have every attorney on in Salesforce, some kind of like a higher
Exactly.
level Salesforce? They don't
Exactly.
need they don't need your clients'
Permission.
contact information or your permission to reach out to them. So this is why whenever somebody asks me about it, I tell them like, do the very best job you can do, and you're only as good as your last serve. Don't run your business based on fear, because what you fear will come to pass, because you're not going to be focused on what you should be focused on, which is doing the very best job you can for your customers. And believe me, guys, I know you got that one job that you've made 7 attempts on, and the person what you only wanted to do 3 because that's what you offer, or 4, or whatever. And the person just they're going to be confrontational when you get back to them or whatever. I get it. There's lots of nuances with process serving. It's like, was it a bad address? Was it this? But you still got to do your very best. And this is why, if you listen to the stuff I've taught about always having the wow factors, even if it's a bad address. Do you do a skip trace on every bad address? If not, why? Because it costs you $2. If if you do a skip trace on every bad address, you can return a wow with every single job, because you can come back and go, hey, so it was a bad address, but I did find this other address right down the street. Do you want me to go there? Yes. Okay. Well, just so you know, we do charge for the second address. Is that okay? Of course. Send me an invoice. Well, send them an invoice. They pay it. You go to the second address. So now you got paid more too. So not only did it increase the amount of money you got per customer, it's like somebody coming and ordering a cheeseburger, and you're like, by the way, that cheeseburger somehow doesn't have calories. So this other one does. So, but you got to pay for it. They're like, dang, okay, I'll have the other one. I don't know. It's
Mike,
makes you
to to your
hungry.
point there, I've got clients that most of them are these ambulance, I call them ambulance chasers, but personal injury attorneys.
Mm.
They don't care. I charge them as soon as I find it's a bad address, I charge them for the skip trace, $59, and then I charge them to go to the new address. And I just send them a bill at the end of the day, no matter how many addresses I go to, and they don't care. They just want it served.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Professional companies are that way. It's really only process servers that have a problem with it
yeah,
because, and understandably, because they haven't got that cost covered yet.
yeah.
They haven't gotten it approved. So just understanding the customer type is good. I appreciate that, Charles. Yeah, that's there you get those clients, and those are the best ones. The attorney customers, that's why I continue to tell you guys, like, go after the attorneys, because they're the ones that at the end of the day, first of all, they've already gotten paid 5,000 or 10,000, and they're going to bill as a part of their, when they do the breakdown of their 5,000, they're going to include the fact that they paid you, $250, you know, for two addresses and a skip trace. All right.
I have a,
And somebody has a question?
sorry, Mike, I was gonna say, is Jacob still on? Jacob Davis? Or maybe Sandra knows this.
No, he's not
I
on.
Oh, okay, because I was told, like, because being in Texas, I was told, like, for skip tracing, which would be great to go ahead and be able to do for my clients, but I was told that only PIs could do skip tracing in Texas. Is that correct, Sandra?
Okay, so the look, I'm a PI, but look, you do you. I'm not a snitch. Do you? But let me things that you should not be doing in Texas if you are not a PI is going to knocking on a neighbor's door. If you see him in the yard, that's one thing. Hey, yeah, I was looking for John. But when you start going knocking on the door and it's cold, if you want, I'll look it up and send it to you. You're doing PI work. You can whatever company, if you let them know you're a process server, um, you can. Some of them will let you get a account with them. Okay. I use now. What do I use? IRB search. They may let you do it. Now some of them, if you are a home based, they may let you do it, and then there are stipulations around that. And then some will not let you get an account with them if you are if you have a off site office, like an office building or something. What I can say, if you are not a licensed PI, you cannot go further than locating that new address. You're not supposed to. But again, there's a lot of things that people are not supposed to do that they do. So
Yeah.
advice I'm gonna tell you is, if whatever you do, keep it to yourself.
Well, I know I'm in a process. I'm going to be in the
I'm
process
not
this
gonna turn
summer
you in,
becoming a
but again,
PI.
you have some PIs that are just, I mean, they real savvy and trying to turn people in for being a PI without a license. Look,
Well,
I'm not that girl. If you're a process server, you can either reach out to one of the PIs. I do
mm,
skips for process servers if that's what they want me to do. I charge a lower fee for you guys, but look, I'm in no position to tell you what not to do when there are third party companies that will give you an account. You see what I'm saying? So who am I to tell you, oh no, you can't do that? Secondly, ain't nobody knocking down that they're unlicensed PIs. You're not supposed to be doing PI work without a license in Texas. But there's a lot of people that does it. And then there are PIs who pimp out their license. I'm in no position to tell people what they can and can't do. So the answer is no, you're not supposed to. But
I just didn't want to get in trouble. I'm like, I'm trying to do stuff by the book. So I know I'm going to start
but yeah,
with my
there are
classes.
places that you can get you can be able to do a skip, but yeah, they will limit you. That platform will limit you into an address. Now, what I'm gonna do today for locate, that's a skip as well, but it's actually a full background check. I'm gonna get all the bells and whistles and the T's and the everything else, whatever you want to know. I could pull it up, but by law, I can only limit what you need it for. See, so I can't just run the report and just give you the whole 50 to 100 pages of somebody's information. And I have to have a allowable reason. So just remember that.
So there's a couple of things. So Sandra, I think that's I love having local people on because I'm in California is where I built my business and spent some time in Florida, and I know a lot of people in Texas, but I can tell you from diving very deep, I was building Mighty Locator, a skip tracing tool. And what the attorneys that I hired told me was that Florida and Texas are skittish about the word skip trace, and that I was the best advice would be to call it locator instead of skip trace. And so I called it Mighty Locator, and I found out that it's literally I got to buy $1 million worth of data in order to compete with these people. I have to buy a certain amount of data in order to service the whole country. And you have to, the last 6 months of data, whatever. And then I would have to rebuy it every quarter or whatever. So I was like, maybe I'll build a process serving tool or, some kind of jobs board or something. But Mighty Locator was a great idea. And the idea, what I would tell someone if you're worried about it is real estate does this at scale, like thousands of people. Like I can run a skip trace right now using batch dialer on 1,000 people for $50, right? So what's it going to give me though? It's only going to give me phone numbers, addresses, contact information. And as a process server, do you need anything else? Maybe family members' names, maybe, I guess. If that helps you a little bit, talk to them or negotiate. But
the code in Texas for process service, you're only supposed to do a skip to locate an address, nothing else.
Yeah. So be compliant. And like she says, like don't go around and tell other, don't blab around. Be like, I can't share our proprietary business information on how we do things like that, but I can tell you that we can find anybody. Right? Like you turn it around, right? You turn it around on them, be like, well, we can't find anybody. Because what's going to get you in trouble is going to be another competitor who calls you, recording you, and says, "Do you do this? How much do you charge?" And you're going to spill the beans and get in trouble. So the way to do it is just to go, well, we can find anybody. Who are you looking for? Ask them questions, turn it around. And it's the same thing when someone calls and asks how much you charge. It's actually one of the hardest things for my VAs is like I give them a list of questions to ask and they call. And like you might get someone like me who's gonna go, well, what kind of document you got? Where's it? Where do you need it served? What's the zip code? Right. They're like, we don't have any of that yet. We just wanted to gather information to see how much you charge, and put it in our system because I want to get them to get those reps. So when they do have to hire a server in a different area, we know how much somebody charges, but also um, they can actually contract servers for me, right? That's a hard thing to implement. Somebody's calling me. If you're watching this on YouTube and you see me live, don't call me. I'm not going to answer the phone. Silly people. All right. So this has been fun. This has been fun. I do have a meeting with the lovely Dawn. I don't see her on here today. Hopefully she's not busy. But we got lots of cool things coming out. I think we got some really good content we talked about today, some different process serving related stuff. I have decided to relaunch Mighty Mike podcast. For those of you guys that don't know, way back in the day, I started a podcast called Mighty Mike, The Mighty Mike Show. And it was focused on really just having a podcast. Like I want to interview like multimillionaire, like, real business owners and learn from them. And by starting a podcast, I was actually able to interview some people that are If you listen to podcasts, John Lee Dumas, Lewis Howes, I mean, the list goes on of people who are podcasters that I had on my show. And so you could go and you can watch those episodes. I've re-uploaded them and now I'm calling it seasons. So season 1 is the journey of the entrepreneur. That's all those big shots that I was going after. Season 2 is all about real estate. That's already out. And then season 3, I'm getting ready to come out with is going to be all about marketing and growing for small businesses to grow their business. Charles, thank you for coming, brother. Yeah, we're going to sign off here. See you later, buddy. Yeah. So if you want to follow that journey, you guys could go check out the Mighty Mike podcast. And actually a part of the testing is to see, I want to use the marketing tools and I want to tie it all together and I want to see it work at the highest possible level. Right. So I'm going to do that with Mighty Process Server too. But the reason why I brought it up is because I'm going to run 2 channels with you guys. So one is when I talk about marketing is I'm going to put a lot of the marketing stuff on the Mighty Mike podcast channel. And process serving, I'm going to try to gear it more towards process serving related stuff rather than marketing because even though marketing is my specialty, a lot of you guys, I mean, you guys are process servers and a lot of the content that's going to come out of these masterminds will rank really well on YouTube for a search. So for process serving. So like what we talked about today with locating and process serving and conferences and all the different things that we talked about today. It's really helpful for that new server to know. Can you imagine being brand new in the industry coming and watching this video from beginning to end, being like, whoa, there's a whole like well, there's a whole community and people and this is something that can make that kind of money. That's crazy, right? Like, and this is the reason why I started the community is because I think that anybody who is starting from scratch can build a process serving business. Right? You go out and you get one attorney to start sending you work and you're making thousands of dollars a month, even part-time. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming. This has been great. Another mastermind under the books. Edge is already getting ready to flex. You're so funny, Edge. You guys take care. Be safe. And as always, live mighty. Appreciate you guys. Sandra, let's get, oh, dang. Dang, Sandra's swole. Boom. Dude. All right.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you,
Take,
Adele.
take
Thanks,
care and be
Sean.
safe, everybody.